Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Marimo Forbes. If you are live with us right now, please make sure you write in the comment section and let me know that you're here, because I unfortunately cannot see if you're here right now. But yeah, welcome. So today it's another chit chat. I know it's been a while since I've done a live, but we're back with another one. And I've got a special guest with me. We're going to be talking about everything to do with, in terms of the mistakes, the lessons we've learned since leaving Africa and moving back to abroad. And for some of you who are new here, who may not know me, I lived in Sierra Leone for 6 months. And then I returned back to the UK, and I've been in the UK now for about 8 months now. So I'm going to be talking with my special guest about some of the things we've learned since we've come back, and some of the mistakes that we may have made. What's our plans in terms of moving forward, and so on. I can see Ian is here. Hello, Ian. I can see David is here. Hello, David. Thank you for joining the live. So yeah, I'm gonna bring my guest in. You may or may not know her, but she's gonna introduce herself. So yeah, let's get into this. Let me add her to the stream.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. My name is Balki. I'm a faith, fashion, and lifestyle YouTube blogger and vlogger, and I'm happy to be here.
Yay. So welcome, Balki, guys. Her internet may go in and out, guys. As you guys know, this is live, so we're gonna be having some issues in terms of like we're gonna have some issue in terms of just connection, so please stay with us.
It will go on and off randomly, so just bear with us.
Be patient with us so we can do this live and so on. And yeah, let's get into this. So first of all, so one thing that me and Balki have in common is that we were both in Sierra Leone at the same time. We may have not been there for the same duration, but we were there at the same time. We even discussed about meeting up, but you know what? Salon is so busy, it's kind of hard to actually meet up and all that kind of stuff. But we are one of those people where we'll watch each other's content, we'll support each other, we write comments to each other. And I've always wanted to collaborate with her, do a live with her, and have a discussion with her. And I reached out and I was like, girl, let's, because me and her talk privately about our experiences. I'm like, you know what, let's bring it for everybody else to hear. Let them come and hear, the ups and the downs we went through when we were in Sierra Leone, but also talk about how moving to Sierra Leone has impacted our life in terms of, and how we can, inspire, encourage, or just give advice to others as well. Remember, this is a Q&A, so you can ask us questions as we're going along and so on. So yeah, anyway, let's start off first. When did you actually get to Sierra Leone?
So I got to Sierra Leone June 1st, 2021. Yeah, that was after 16 years, and it was so exciting, so exciting. We actually arrived at Lunge Airport very late at night, so we actually had to sleep at Lunge Airport. My mom and I, she went with me to Sierra Leone, and we spent the night at a John Bosco facility because I have a family member who works with John Bosco. So we were there until morning time, and then we took the ferry and crossed over to Freetown. And yeah, it was so exciting. Like, I was like, wow.
But like, what made, but like, it took you 16 years to go back. Why last year? What was so special about last year?
I think it was just time last year. Yeah, for last year, I think it was just, time to go, because I know if I did not go last year, I will lose interest. So when the motivation is there, it's good to do it now. Like they say, strike while the iron is hot. And plus, I had lots of things that I wanted to accomplish last year. So I was like, let's do this. Actually, I was planning to go in 2020, and then COVID hit. So I had to cancel everything. Like, I was in tears, and yeah, it was, but I was only going to go for my birthday and come back maybe for like 2 weeks. I wasn't planning to move there. But this time I was like, okay, let's go big or go home. Like, let's do it. and I packed up my
Wow.
suitcases. Yes. I actually went with like 6 suitcases. I was serious. I was serious about it. That's why my mom had to go with
Six.
me. Yes, 6 suitcases. Like, yeah. I was very serious about it because that's just me. When I'm passionate about something, I like to go all out, like no limits, no second guessing myself. So yeah, I packed all my stuff and I was out. Because 16 years, I don't know, for the past 16 years, I didn't feel like there was anything for me to go there too, because I have all my immediate family members here. And I was like, why do I need to go? But I just
Yeah.
felt like last year was the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
just similar to you as well. I wanted to go in 2020, but obviously we all know COVID
Yeah.
happened. The world
I
stopped.
know.
And
Yeah.
so when you went, for you, was it a permanent, did you, because for me, when I went, it wasn't to stay permanently. It was just for me to
Mhm.
have an experience of being in Sierra Leone for a long period of time. And then
Yeah.
after I went to Sierra Leone, I then made the decision, you know what, I actually want to move to Africa permanently. For
Hmm.
you, was it a permanent move, or were you just testing it out to see, what you really wanted to do?
Yeah. So the main plan was actually to go and see if I like it for a year. I wanted to go and see if I like it for a year. If I like it, I'll come back to Germany, get the rest of my stuff, and go. Or I can just, go to the States. Like, stateside has been my backup plan. But I was like, that's gonna be lots of money, and do I really want to spend that much money? So I was like, just do it, girl. Like, just go. And everyone supported me. My family supported me, and yeah, it was at first it was not a permanent decision, but then
Mm.
thinking of finances and just other things coming into place, I was like, let's just do this. So yeah, at first it was not a
And
permanent decision. Yeah,
it wasn't a permanent. And then, because the thing is, there's so many diasporians like yourself, like me, who are
yeah.
constantly kind of playing with the idea that they want to move to Africa,
Hmm.
they want to reconnect with their motherland, all this kind of stuff. Like, for you, because for some of you may not know, Balki is from Germany, that's where she lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Living in Germany, and many people who live in Africa may look at you and be like, wow, why would you want to leave Germany and come to Sierra Leone, which
Yeah,
is one of the poorest countries in the world, top 10
right.
poorest country in the world, to leave all that comfortability and come to Sierra Leone? Like, what was
Hmm.
it for you that made you want to come back?
Well, for one, I just, miss home. There's something about Africa and just waking up with the sun outside of your window. I just missed it. And I'm a very culturally diverse person. I hate seeing just the same type of people everywhere. Like, I've lived in the UK also. I've blended with cultures. I've lived with Arabians, Nigerians, different cultures. So I love culture. So I just wanted to explore my culture more, my African culture more. Yeah, because I felt like just being here, it's just movies I'm seeing the African tradition and culture in. So I wanted to get firsthand experience. And
Mhm.
I was just tired of just seeing it in movies or people talking about it or YouTube videos or, people sharing their experiences with me. I wanted to go and get my own experience. And yeah, that was mainly it. Yeah. And
And
I
and
just
when
miss
you,
home.
yeah, and when you, like, for me, like, for example,
Mhm.
whenever I used to always think about moving to Africa, I used to always, some of the things that used to kind of hold me back were always thinking about comfortability, like always thinking about, oh, am
Yeah.
I going to be comfortable? Am I going to have access
Mhm.
to certain things like medical, all that kind of stuff? Am
Yeah.
I going to be safe? And also at the same time thinking about, how am I actually going to survive when I get to Sierra Leone?
Yeah.
Like, for you,
Yeah.
what were the preparation steps you took before you went? Okay, so we've lost Balki, as I mentioned, for some of you who are here. The internet connection is not the best currently, even for me. So her internet may go off and on. I think she's back on again. Let's just wait for her. Please be patient. Hello to Iffy with
Yeah.
love,
It went
God's
off
love,
again.
who's with
I'm
us.
sorry.
Yeah, But yeah, so what were the preparations you made, in order to prepare you to, go back really?
Yeah. So, well, first I did my research. I watched lots and lots and lots and lots of YouTube videos about people who relocated. And I was just, reading up on articles, doing research, people who relocated to Africa, not just Africa, so maybe their homeland. Maybe if they're from Jamaica, they relocated to Jamaica. From Paris, they relocated to Paris, Nigeria, just lots of relocation videos I was watching.
Mm.
And I read up a lot of articles, and I also asked questions from people back home, like, so how is it over there? What are the challenges and things? I just did lots of research and asked lots of questions and did lots of reading. That was basically my preparation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, when you did get there and you did do your preparation, what were the things that surprised you that you weren't prepared for?
I wasn't prepared for how everyone looks at you with this type of, how can I say, like you're wealthy. Ooh, you just came back from the abroad. You just came back from
Mm-hmm.
Germany. You're an American citizen.
Mm.
You've schooled here. Like I was not. I tried to blend in. Like I really wanted to blend in. It's funny because um, lots of people, they knew that I was not from Sierra Leone. I have not lived in Sierra Leone before.
Sorry about that, guys. Again, connection is really bad right now. David says, "Is she currently in Freetown?" No, she's back in Germany right now.
Okay, you can hear me
Okay.
now. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So
So the
like,
connection is back.
yeah, I know it's going up and down, but yeah, like lots of people, they only knew that I was not from around the area because of my mask that I was wearing and my sunglasses. That's how they knew that. Oh yeah, this one at JC, we can pass up. But yeah, basically, yeah.
I
I was
can
shocked by
so
how.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah,
so I was like, just like yourself. That was one of the
yeah,
first things that I experienced, which is, kind of feeling like it's your country, but you kind of feel like an
yeah,
outsider. And they constantly remind you that you are an outsider by calling you a JC. JC, for some of you who may not know, means just, basically, it means just come, meaning you
yeah,
left abroad and now you're coming, you're a
yeah,
diasporan who's now returning back home. That's what a JC that's what a JC
yeah,
means. And
yeah,
like, for somebody like me who, and I'm sure you may feel the same way as well, where in a Western world we are, the immigrants, I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Mhm.
say. So when me, like, one of the things that was really driving me to go home was that I'm
Right.
finally going to be around people who look like me, speak the same language as me.
Exactly.
I'm no longer going to be the odd one. But then one of the things that I came across, like what you've just, mentioned, is them
Mhm.
constantly reminding you that you're from abroad. Constantly calling you JC, constantly having
Yeah,
an expectation of you, of
yeah,
whether you have money, you're going to give them money. They have this expectation of you that you come from a land of milk and honey.
yeah,
and and while it's almost like a push, a back and forth, where, like, I'm trying to integrate with my people, I'm trying to really
yeah,
understand the culture more, I'm trying to really understand things. And sometimes I was feeling almost like I'm trying to integrate and become one with my people, but they're pushing me like, no, 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 you're a JC.
yeah. Like
Do
you
you know
don't
what I
belong here. Go back where you're coming
Kind of
from.
a thing. And I remember, like, when I was in my 4th month in Sierra Leone, somebody cheekily came up to me and said, why are you still here? I'm like, what do you mean? Why am I still
Naya,
here?
I'm country, Naya, boss. So what do you mean? We're
That's
both
what I'm trying
here.
to say. They're like, what are you still doing here? Aren't you gonna go back and work? Are you gonna go back to your thingy country? And I'm just like, this is my country. Like,
I
I'm
know.
confused. Like, and I
Yeah,
think those are some of the things I think a lot of diasporans will talk about. Those who have visited, who've gone back to
yeah,
visit, they will tell you that
yeah,
they don't feel a part. Like everywhere they go, people straight away can tell that they are
Yeah.
diasporian. And I'm
Yeah.
and 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 sometimes I think to how do they notice? Like, is this because my skin color is the same as your skin color? Like, how do
I
you? And the thing
know.
is, you don't even have to speak.
I
They just know.
know.
They just look at it and
I
they're like,
know.
"Oh,
Yeah.
you're a
Yeah.
JC.
Yeah.
You just came." And how
Yeah.
did that affect you? And how did you overcome that?
It was very annoying. It was very annoying. Like at some instances, I had to be very, how can I say, kind of mean,
Mm.
okay? Because I'm like, if I act, so cool and shuen, like my mom can say, then I will be taken advantage of. Like it was very annoying. There was what is it? An instance where I was trying to go to the National Library. And I was at PZ, the roundabout, right? Downtown
Mm.
PZ. And I stopped a keke and I was like, okay, I don't even speak English. I was like, I did try to go to the National Library, Saidi. And I say, I don't know, say that I need you, so say they far. And I said, boy, they around here. He looked me up and down. And I say 5,000. Behold, the National Library, they 2 minutes away.
Wait, he said 5,000 for what?
To go to the National Library, that was like 2 minutes away. Yeah,
My
because he had already calculated me. Say, this way I not so I come out. I can just even if I may say 20,000, no sir, for don't pay 20,000. But it's things like that. And there was a time I went to PZ also for my phone, and of course they calculated me too and told me 2 million just to fix a phone. So
Do you know what
it's
it is?
very annoying,
But
very annoying.
can I tell
Yeah,
you something? I
yeah,
thought you were about to say they charged you for direction because that happened to me.
really.
They tried to charge me for direction. So I basically asked somebody, I don't know where I was going, I asked for direction,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
the person gave me the direction. And then I then turn around, I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. And I'm there turning around. And I just saw the person walking alongside me. And I was like, and me,
Mhm.
I'm just like, and they're like, wait me on, they give me small tea. And I'm
Hey.
like, all right,
That's
hold on.
ridiculous.
I know,
Yeah,
right? So
that's
so
ridiculous.
we just had somebody, we just had David. David wrote and said, Mariama Forbes, they may be thinking you got deported, mate, and they may be fishing for information. Yes. That is actually a really great point that you've made,
Oh
David.
my
Like
goodness. That's
when
a
you
great,
specifically in Sierra Leone, I'm not sure about other African countries, when you have stayed there for quite a long period of time, they
yeah.
tend to assume that you've been deported. Do you know what I mean?
It's
It's
funny.
like the assumption.
Yeah, it's funny he said that because actually some family members thought I was deported. They were like, they called a family meeting on my behalf. They said, why is she still here? What happened? They deport him. I said, what? They called a family meeting on my behalf, on my head. Yeah, just to figure out whether or not I was deported. I was like, if I was deported, I would not be here with both passports. I would not even be here with 6 suitcases. Does it make sense? Like think before you
And
talk.
yeah, exactly. And that
Yeah.
then brings me on to my next question, which is
Hmm.
I feel like there's two different shifts going on currently.
Yeah.
You have certain African countries where the locals are kind of no longer fantasizing or
Hmm.
wanting or seeing the West as um, the only place of prosperity. So
Yeah.
before they used to feel like the only way Africa can progress is if they move to the West, or if the white people were to come and change things for them. And then so then now we're seeing a shift where a lot of locals in other African countries, they're like, no, actually we can build our own Africa. We don't need to
Yeah.
go to the West in order for us to be successful. But
Yeah.
what I experienced in Sierra Leone specifically is that there's still this major, okay, she's gone off. So what I was trying to say is I'm seeing like this major oh, she's back again. Hey, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. If you're here, please make sure you let us know that you're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So say hello if you're here, as I was saying. Again, I'm really sorry if you're joining. The internet connection is not the best today, so please be patient with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was trying to say is that when I came to Sierra Leone, because I
Mhm.
was reading up on this major shift where Africans are waking up, they're starting to realize that the progression of Africa is has to be a collective thing. It has to be a thing where we do it in Africa and not depend on the outside world to do for us. So
Yeah.
when I came to Sierra Leone, I had a different experience, and that experience was that the locals did not necessarily have that belief. Some of them, let me say some, not all. Some of them
Mhm.
didn't necessarily have the belief that that Sierra Leone can be progressed by the Sierra Leoneans working together. To them,
Yeah.
they still believed in that thing, which is, I need to go abroad in order to better myself, and that is all
Yeah.
they desired. And and
Yeah.
and they and no matter how many times I tried to explain to the locals that I want to
Mhm.
be home, I want to stay here, I'm planning to live here permanently, they still looked at me as if something was
Yeah.
wrong. They
Yeah.
still looked at me as if maybe I have a paper issue. Maybe
Mhm.
I'm looking for a man. I think that was one of the main things I used to get from the
Yeah.
guys is, oh, did you
Yeah.
come here to look for a husband? Like, what's wrong with, like, ultimately they think something is wrong to make you to come back
Yeah.
to Africa.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
me, it was really strange for me to understand that my people did not accept that I wanted to come home. But
It's
instead,
sad.
every minute they
Yeah.
were reminding me, when are you going back? When are you? And I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the rush? What's the rush? Why are you rushing it so much? If you're joining us, hello, welcome. I apologize. There is going to be a lot of going in and out with the internet. It's not the best internet service right now, but please be patient with us. If you're here, please say hello so
And
we know. Did what were your thoughts on that? Like, what was your experience, and how did you overcome that? Because for me, the only way I overcame it was I just I never argued with anybody. I never tried to
yeah.
change anybody's mindset. I just
Mhm.
stayed focused on why I was there and trying to influence those that I can.
Right, right. For me, I also got the same questions. I went to church one time, and one of the first people I greeted, she was like, "Oh, you still at home?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, I mean to say you don't go back." She was so snobbish about it. Like, okay, why you still here? Why,
Oh.
like, why? So me, I just tell them, oh, yeah, I'm still here for a while. I deal with tonight. There was another one that asked me that question, and I gave her a back talk. Like, what did I tell her? Yeah, she was like, oh, when are you going? I was like, are you going to buy my ticket? I was like, girl, you better leave me alone, okay? Like, I can stay here for as long as I want. Now I have born. This is my mother's land. So if I want to stay here for the next 50 years, that's my business, you know?
Yeah, that's my
But
choice.
that's my choice. Like either I say something, sarcastic, or I just tell them the plain truth. Like, yeah, I'm still here for a while. Like, we're all here, okay? Let's enjoy the sun together, please. But yeah, I didn't really take them seriously. I'm like, whatever. Like, you don't know what I'm here for. I know my mission. So I know I still got my citizenship. I'm here with both passports.
And
So
also,
whatever you think.
did you
Mhm.
feel like you almost had to prove to them that you were not deported?
Yes. I feel like I almost had to prove to them that I was not deported. Like I didn't there were some times that I nearly got my passport out. Like, deported people, do they have passports? No. Do they have suitcases? No. So,
Do you know
but
what,
I didn't do that. Because I was
girl?
tired of it. Well,
Girl, I'll be honest with you. At least you tried to make them
yeah,
understand. Me, I was just
yeah,
like, as soon as they spoke, I was just like, I went back. I just went minding my own business, because for
yeah,
me, I was like, I think, and I'm giving this advice to anyone who does visit Africa and you do experience this.
yeah,
Try not to take offense, because at the end of the day, some of them may have not traveled outside of
yes,
their home
yeah,
country. So they
Mm-hmm.
may not understand why you would want to leave the West, because all their perception and the images that they see of Africa is, you know, the
Yeah.
Queen's, for example, in the UK, they'll probably see the Queen's Palace and they'll think that's how everybody abroad lives. Some of them may not even know
Exactly.
about racism, marginalization, and so
Exactly.
on. So therefore, they just see the West as this glorious land. So definitely, if
Yeah. Yeah.
someone does, you know, ask you questions or ask you why, don't take offense to it.
Yeah.
What you should do
Yeah.
instead, if you want to educate them, if you don't, just ignore it and just keep focused on your part, keep focused on your
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
David McRae said, let me say this, if they have never traveled outside Sierra Leone, no matter how you try to reason with them, they will never understand. Exactly.
It's true. It's true. It's like talking to a wall because they're like, okay, over there is heaven, over here is hell. So why would you choose hell over heaven? That's how they see it. You can
And you
never.
know what? They actually describe the West as, I've had the locals say multiple times that
Yeah. Yeah.
abroad is heaven. Oh, you just left heaven to come to hell. I'm like, ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
can you say
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, but then at the same time, you have to think about what the people are going through. Like,
Yeah.
people are suffering in Sierra Leone. They're
They
really
are.
suffering, and
They are.
I have to put my hands up. You know, I create content that makes Salone look like this beautiful, glorious
Mhm.
place. Everybody's happy, but that's
Yeah.
my experience as a diasporian. The
Yeah.
experience of a local, well, most locals, because it's not every local that's poor. There's quite a lot of people that make a lot of money and live a very reasonable life. But reality
Yeah.
is, people are suffering in Sierra Leone. So people are living off $1 a day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
therefore, because of this experiences, that's why sometimes they can look at the experience as if it's hell, and then look at you
Yeah.
and think that you're living in
Yeah.
heaven. And then
And
speaking of locals, like when you went to Sierra Leone, in terms of like
yeah.
integrating with the locals of your culture,
Mhm.
how was that experience like for you? And what were the, let's say, the good and the bad?
So for the locals, of course, I will start from my neighborhood. Yeah. So I had someone who was just doing little errands for me. Sometimes he would go and buy water for me, or go buy top up for me or something, just little errands. So I try to be very like welcoming and nice to everyone. And then I had someone who, like a keke driver, who drove me around and things, and I had my Respap joints because I love Respap and Respap and what was it, Akara? Yeah, she still asked about me to this day. Like when I call back home, they will be asked. She would send message for them to tell me hi. I'm like, oh my gosh. And funny enough, I had a dream about her and she was so happy to see me in the dream. Yeah,
Oh,
the sweet lady, like she sells Respap down the street, and sometimes I would go and buy like 20,000, 40,000 Respap, and then it will give me 10 packets extra. So nice.
wow.
But yes, I went to the market. I spoke. Like there was a time I went to the market to buy fish. Was
Did
it?
you go by yourself?
No, I went with someone.
Yeah, yeah.
I went with someone, but they saw me there. I was, trying to talk nicely with her, and someone like we were going around, when you go to the market, why somebody they cut you plaza, she go buy other half things. I said, yeah, wash and fine. No, if you know wash I will pay you money. And I said, I will wash them, I will wash them. So like I like to, talk to them, be friendly, and yeah. And they were very nice, to be honest. They were very nice. Of course, they go watch you and say, this year I will make extra 10,000 per head. But they were very nice, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. They were
Yeah.
very nice.
And I think for me, like, my fondest memories when it comes to the locals
Hmm.
is, I just love the community in Salon. Like, I just love how
Yeah.
you never
It's
feel lonely. Like, you
no.
never feel, if anything, you will feel like your space is being taken over. It's like everywhere you go, somebody's talking to you. Like,
Yeah.
for example, I think that there was a day I was really upset. I went for a walk because I'm used to, in the UK, when I'm upset, I go for a walk. Oh, she's gone off. Hello, everybody that's here. Sorry again, internet connection. I apologize if you're here. She's coming back.
We're back.
Yeah, I was just
We're gonna
saying.
make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying how in the UK I'm so used to, going for walks when I'm feeling frustrated or annoyed. And I think there
Yeah.
was a day I was really not having a good day. So I went for a walk and literally all I heard is somebody be like, Paddy, me Paddy, Paddy man, now it's in this. Now it's in do you. Which kind of face this bar? Now it's
Uh,
happening. Now nothing and do you. Can't I say,
and,
this wall ya so not all on it in your chest
yeah.
or and
Yeah.
basically straight away, like, for those that may not understand, I'm walking in the street and
Yeah.
clearly I want to be alone. I don't want nobody to talk to me. Literally, and
Mm-hmm.
I just had this guy who saw me that I was obviously feeling down. He literally was like, "Excuse me, what's wrong with you? Why are you feeling upset for? Why are you holding
Yeah.
anything in your heart? This world is,
Yeah.
it's gonna end quickly. Don't take anything
Yeah.
seriously, blah 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 blah." And honestly
Yeah.
speaking, like this, and then he started joking around. Before you know, I'm laughing, I'm joking. I even forgot why I was even upset. I
Yeah.
even forgot why I was upset. And I think for me that's why I love, like, the people
Yeah.
will sorry, the majority of the people in the country are poor. But let me tell you this, you will never
They're
see in their
happy.
face that they're poor. You'll never see in their eyes, you
Yeah.
never see in their behavior, you never see it. The happiest people I believe in the world live in Sierra Leone.
Yes,
Literally
definitely.
in Salon.
I believe that too. I believe that too. Like you were saying about the guy that saw you and he was like, "Oh, why you upset? Me paddy and all that." I also have like this lady that I buy my sweet bread from. So me, I'm that loyal customer. Once you give me like really good customer service, you will see me forever. So
Mm. Oh, internet issue again. Hello everybody. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you're liking this video, there's a new
yeah,
tab. There's a new tab that YouTube has added, which is a thank you tab. You can click on that and
okay.
you can make a little shmoney for us if you really like it. But yeah, as you were saying.
Yeah, so like I'm a loyal customer once I get good customer service. So there was also this lady that I buy sweetbread from, and there was
Mm,
a time I was going up, walking up the street, and I just heard, "Hello ma, hello ma." I don't know, my mind was somewhere else.
yeah.
So she actually ran after me just to greet me. I was like, wow, yes. I was
Mm,
like, because every day, at least 3 times a week, I'll go buy sweetbread because I love sweetbread. I love sweetbread. Well, just those little things, like they will make you smile. They will say something funny, and you will just be cracking up. And somebody asked me, she had little kids, and she was like, "White man picking and I saw them bed to bed." And I said, "I saw them they all side." He's like, is it the same? Is it the same over there? I said, "Yeah, wait, they go take me with you." I say, "Okay," but I know so you go like here more. Like
yeah,
there's always
definitely.
smiles. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
And
there's always
and I think
smiles.
like one of the questions that also a lot of diasporians tend to ask as well is safety. So in line with us talking about locals, like, did you feel
Mhm.
safe when you were in Sierra Leone?
Definitely, definitely. For me, what works for me is, yes, I'm from the diaspora, but I wasn't flashy. Lots of people, when they go back to Sierra Leone, they want everyone to know they just come from America. And that's the quickest way to get robbed, to get mobbed. Like you gonna get robbed at PZ, someone's go jog you back. Yeah. So just blend in, be modest. You don't need everyone doesn't need to know that you just came from Germany or you just came from Europe or whatever. Just
Yeah,
blend in. There was a time I was
exactly.
in PZ. Yeah, I was in PZ and I was coming back from church. At the first time and they were travel after 8 o'clock on the net. So I was waiting for taxi and I just say, una una bago then they out and grab me back. Then Chief man there, that means to say they were around. So I was like grabbing my that just means like be careful, like thieves arise, say, then they are una bag. I mean say I grab me back. I said, yeah, not to me, not to me, we can't thief na this PZ. But yeah, it's you just have to, watch your surroundings, don't be flashy, be modest and be about your business. you'll be fine. But safety wise, it's safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think what you just said can be, it can be the same for any country, which is
Yeah.
if you're gonna flash your wealth, obviously you're gonna have people that want to come and steal from you because
Exactly.
you're making yourself a bait. So I think,
Yeah.
but I think for me, and I even did a video which you can all go back to and watch, which I tried to show to you guys how safe it
Yeah.
was. So when I was in
Yeah.
Australia, I did a lot of traveling by myself. So I, just like
Mhm.
yourself, I had my personal keke. I didn't
Yes.
I didn't hire a car because to be fair, I didn't feel the need to do that. I had my
Yeah.
personal dickhead that would pick me up early in the morning, and
Yeah.
I don't know him from Adam or Eve. We
Yeah.
just had a. I just spoke to him. I said, pick me up this time. I paid him his money, and for the whole 7 months I was there, he drove me from everywhere I wanted to go to. There was never
Wow.
any issue. And keep in mind, I was
Yeah.
traveling by myself, and there were times where I'll come back home at 10 o'clock at night, and my keke is there waiting for me. I go in and I'm going home. Um,
Yeah.
and there were times where I go out with my friends, and then when the night is over, sometimes we'll take a car. Sometimes we'll just take a keke to go back home again after the night, like
Yeah. Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning. And honestly
Yeah.
speaking, like my whole 7 months I was there, touch wood, like there was
Yeah.
not a single time that I felt unsafe in Sierra Leone. There wasn't.
No.
But I
No.
think it's important, like what you just said, take your
Yeah.
precautions. Don't go flashing your
Yeah.
wealth.
Yeah.
Don't go throwing your money around because end of the day, you're just gonna make yourself a
Yeah.
basically a
Yeah.
bait,
You don't
really.
need to go to the beach and be spraying dollars or leons or someone. Don't do that. There was one time where I felt a little scared. I
Mm,
was in traffic and I was going home, and it was this heavy traffic,
mm,
and there was someone running. They were running after someone in the traffic. Apparently, he had stolen someone's bag in the keke. So that's why when you're in keke, please hold your bag properly on your lap. Yeah, do not just hold it as if you're holding a human being. Like, don't leave it carelessly. Put it on your lap because it's a open transportation. They can just snatch and go. So they were running after him. I felt scared that time, but apart from that, every other time I felt safe. Yeah.
yeah, I had my mom, because one thing I also say is when you're in the car, don't
Yeah.
have your windows down and you're on your phone because they will
No.
snap that bad boy. Like in salon, I would say in salon there's lots of petty thief, like really petty thief that goes on there. There's
Yeah.
no major thief that goes. It's petty
No.
thieves. Like
Mm-mm.
if someone's gonna thief from you in your house, it's gonna be the workers. It's not gonna be an
Yeah.
outsider. Like
Yeah.
I told you guys about how my house help, cleared
Mm-hmm.
out my whole house, but that was somebody
Yeah.
in my house. It wasn't a stranger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's lots of petty thief. One of the number one things that get stolen in salon is phones. So like my
Yeah.
mom's phone has been stolen multiple times because she always forgets to put the window up, and she'll be there
Mm-hmm.
literally directly because obviously you're hot, so you're
Mm-hmm.
naturally gonna go right next to the window so you can get the breeze.
Right.
She's there on her
Yeah.
phone, and before you know it, snap, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've taken it.
I know. They're talented. Like someone tried to do it with one of my family members, and my family member ran after that person and yeah, good dirty bit. Do am again. Then get good beats. They send the color in the world and get good dirty bit. That was the
Wow.
last time. I know he will never try that again in his life. And sometimes they can even steal from you in broad daylight.
Yeah.
There was a
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
time, yeah, there was a time I was home and this guy came and I do me clear watch over the window. I say, hello, sir. So what did they do? Because I'm here now, we got her. So now I say, so what did they do? And I say, oh, waiting, Guma Valley send me for can exchange some pipes then. Isn't that
Mm.
Guma Valley can for can change the pipes them at the neighborhood. Be open our pipe can cut. Guides in broad daylight. I mean no, because I mean one me day home. So now I say, okay, I believe him. I believe him. When somebody else come home now he say, oh, I hear rumor say somebody may come now can thief pipe. Now I say not thief pipe, but now man on I come. He wear all white, he wear white cap, white way, it look like angel. Be when a thief, he can't thief. He can't cut with pipe. I
Hey guys, thank you for joining us. Sorry again, internet connection. Remember, we are live and this tends to happen, so please be patient with us and keep watching. And she's back. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. And then we get like a Miller tank. So you just have to be careful. We have like a Miller tank, and the person we go fix am for we. He already don't make a smart comment say, oh, now this Miller tank here now they can suck all the water na the neighborhood. You just have to be just listen more than you speak when you're there, because some people make snide comments, and yeah, you remember it later. But yeah,
I definitely agree with
yeah,
that. Sometimes I feel like they're indirectly telling you they're about to steal from you. You know, you just have to
of
listen to
course,
it.
of
But yeah,
course,
it's a lot of petty thief, and I think in most African countries it's the same thing.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously in some areas it may be extreme just like anywhere else in the world. So I think like if you're
yeah,
watching this and you are trying to figure out, you know, going to Africa, maybe it's your first time or maybe you haven't been there
yeah,
for a long time, is just be careful. There's
yeah.
lots of petty thieves going
Be
on.
careful. Yeah,
All right, so then
yeah,
let's just go now into what the title of this video is, which is to talk about the
yeah,
lessons and the mistakes, the things we've learned and the
yeah,
things that and also what led us to actually come back. You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah,
So
yeah,
obviously you went, you took 6 suitcases with you and
yeah,
you were kind of semi thinking about going back. But
yeah,
what was it for you that was like, okay, and also let us know how long you stayed for and what was it that was for you that was like, you know what, no, I'm gonna go back.
yeah. So for me, I stayed for 3 months. So I was there from June, yeah, June 1st, July, August, September, and I came back to Germany in September 1st. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me,
Okay, I think her connection has gone back off again. Hello. Welcome. If you're here, please let me know in the comment section. And we're having a conversation all about coming back to Africa and how that impacted us.
all
So,
right, is it on?
Aki is back. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So yeah, for me, I had planned to stay, but just things happened, culture shock, miscommunication, differences. So I had to step back and come back here for a while. And yeah, by God's grace, I will be there again this year, if not next year.
And what
Yeah,
would you say some of the mistakes that you made when you were in Sierra Leone that kind of may have led for you to come back,
to come back.
or things you would do
So
differently?
yeah, for me, number one mistake is after being away so long from the country, 16 years.
Yeah.
There are some things that family members don't understand about you anymore.
Mm.
So if you're going for maybe a long time, maybe say 1 month, 3 months, this is gonna sound very mean, but if you're going and you want to focus on what you go for, do not live in a family house, please. Yeah, I can say that straight up. Don't just go somewhere by yourself where you can get your peace of mind and no one can be coming to bother you and all that, because yeah, I think that's number one, because I will not be leaving. When I go back, I have no interest. I will be paying rent. Now where I live, I don't pay rent, but when I go back, I will not be living in a family house. Yeah, so that's number one mistake. And number two is just thinking hmm, everyone has like your best interests at heart. There's some people who only want to take advantage of you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So everyone does not have your best interests at heart. So just have the spirit of discernment and listen and watch. Just listen and watch. Watch and listen. Just listen, watch more than you speak. Yeah. So those are my two things I would do differently when I go back. Like, do not live in a
Yeah,
family house. Yes, don't.
I
Because now
am.
they're all up in your business. I told you all, they called a meeting on my head to see why I'm still there.
And you're a big
They thought
woman.
big woman like me, big
Big,
woman.
big
If I'm
woman,
one go
but
Jamaica, if I'm one go
yes.
Jamaica, I don't go there, you know?
And
And yeah, and just
you know what, to add on to what you just said, because that is what I
yeah,
kept saying. I kept saying to people, like everybody kept on messaging me and saying, "Oh, you're having so much fun in Sierra Leone. I'm watching your videos. You're doing this. You're doing that." And I think the reason why I was doing that was because I was living in my mother's house, well, my family
yeah,
home, which none of my extended family live in. It's just me, my mom,
good,
and my sister that own that
good,
house. And also when we're not in that house, there's no extended family that's living there. So
good.
whenever we go home, it's just us.
Yeah,
And we have a few house helps or whichever way it may be. So we don't have
yeah.
to deal with, and also all of my extended family, like my first row family, they all live
Mm-hmm.
they all live abroad anyway. So,
Okay.
and also on top of that, my mother is the type of woman where she understands we're grown. She just leaves us to it. Only thing she wants
Yeah,
to know is where are you going, what time are you coming back? Because obviously,
yeah,
you have to be respectful in
yeah,
some way or another.
yeah,
And
yeah. So,
people kept asking
mhm.
to me, people kept asking me why. And keep in mind, my mom left me. My mom and my sister left me after I think 1 or 2 months, and I was left there by
Okay,
myself for about. I was there by myself for about 4 months, um,
okay.
in this big house by myself, by the way, with with
Yeah.
with 1 or 2 people who were like helping me out.
Oh,
And
wow.
I think one of the reasons why I was able to have such a great experience is, number one, I didn't. My experience was not based on what my family were doing or what my family living in Sterling was doing. My experience was based on,
Yeah.
I researched where I wanted to go to and I went there. I did not depend
Mm-hmm.
on nobody telling me where to go, how to do things, whichever it may
Yeah,
be. And
yeah,
I
yeah.
did not stay in a famble's house. Just like what you just said,
No,
I am so against, if you're gonna go, do not stay in your famble's house. Literally don't.
nope,
Get yourself a
don't,
hotel, get
don't.
yourself an apartment, Airbnb. There's so, and not even that,
Yeah,
salon, live in salon is cheap. Come on,
yeah,
for you to rent
yeah.
for, like, the minimum for you to rent a 3 bedroom house in Sierra Leone that is decent, as you got toilet, everything else, is £2,000
Mhm.
a year.
Yeah. It's yeah, they're expensive.
So
They're very
so
expensive.
so if you're gonna do that for a month, 1, 2, do it just so you can have a peace of mind, and just so you can
Yeah,
have
yeah,
overall
yeah,
um good experience. Because when you stay with family, mostly if it's locals, right? Everywhere you
yeah,
go, they're gonna go with you, and you have to pay for every
yeah,
single person that comes with you.
yeah. Now
And
you
top
get
of
for
it,
paying.
yeah.
Mm-hmm,
And then on top of
yeah,
it, the places that they're gonna take you to, they're not
yeah.
tourist places. So, and when you go to those places, you might end up paying for everybody that's in that place, because they're gonna look at
Exactly.
you like, oh, you are Diaspora, you've got money, you've got this, you've got that. And also on top of that, there's the culture difference. You want to do
Yeah,
this, they're used to doing that. Before you know, you guys start arguing, you start
yeah,
resentment. And I've had that
yeah,
experience for many, many
yeah.
years. When we used to go to Sierra Leone, we used to live with our family, and my
Mm-hmm.
experience was always created on me following wherever my mom went to, which is her and her old
Yeah,
friends. But this time
yeah,
around, when I went last year, I sat my mom down. I said, "Mom, all due respect, but this, when
yeah.
I go, please leave me alone. Thank you very
I
much.
know, I
You go and do
know,
your
I
thing.
know.
I'll go
Yeah,
and do my
yeah.
thing." And look, and now I have young people messaging me all the time, and they're like, "Oh my God, I never even knew these hotels existed, these places existed, because every time
Mm-hmm.
I go, I just used to go to auntie and uncle's party all the time." But
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
actively, young people, even this April, even last year, December, they're going by
Mm-hmm.
themselves now. They're no longer
Yeah,
going with their
definitely.
parents, because they see
Yeah,
people like us who've done it. So it gives them inspiration
yeah,
to do it
yeah,
too.
yeah. Because when you live with family members, early in the morning, they're at your doorstep. I don't get somebody will wake me up 6 o'clock morning. For what? Just for calm, fan, waiting for it for the day. I'm like, are you
Hmm.
serious?
Hmm.
All man knows I go day, but we go tap Lumley Sonsai around Lumley Waterloo. That go know. They don't go know.
That's
Pass
what I'm
you
trying
tell
to
them,
say. That's
they
what I'm
won't
trying to
know.
say. Like,
Yeah, but
because if you think about this, if you're only going for a holiday and you're not going to
yeah,
live there, give yourself the
mm-hmm,
holiday experience. When you go to Dubai, you book a hotel, don't you? So why can't you book a hotel in your
yeah,
own country?
yeah,
Why do you have to
yeah,
go and live with, and
yeah,
keep in mind, if there's nothing wrong with you staying with your family, if you know your
yeah,
family for example, are going to give you the freedom for you to move around, that they're going to give you a great experience. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, I'm trying to say. But if you're trying to have the full on experience of Africa, the full on experience of,
Yeah.
you know, finding yourself and finding your
Yeah.
groove around Africa, I 100% advise you to, and you don't have to do it alone, even with your family. Book a hotel, book an Airbnb,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
then let them come and visit you. You go and visit them so you can really have
Exactly.
that experience. Like now,
Exactly.
like for example, now if I want, I can stay with family because I
Hmm.
know where to. I don't need them to be carrying me around everywhere. I
Yeah.
can live with anybody in Sierra Leone right now, and I can still wake up in the morning when I want because I know how the routine works.
Yes. Yes.
But definitely out like what we both have echoed. If you're listening to this,
Hmm.
make sure that you do go ahead and you know, even if it's just a one-time experience, book an
Yeah.
apartment or hotel, Airbnb,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stay there. So we have a comment here from Iffy with love, God's love.
That's my friend.
That's your friend, girl. Shout out to your
Yes. She's
friend.
in the UK too. She's in the UK.
Ooh.
She's my Yoruba queen.
And we have some Nigerians
Yes.
in the building. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Thanks, Sis Ife.
And she says, my sister went to Nigeria and she was
Yeah,
definitely exploited. My goodness. People would take advantage of your kindness and expect you to foot all their bill.
exactly, exactly. That's just it. That's just it. Yeah, yeah. Like you're the one with the money, right? So there was a time we went to River number two, and how much was it? I think it was like six people who went. We paid for everyone.
There you go.
Everyone.
And sometimes you didn't budget. And that's the thing though. There's if you've got the means, you've got the money, and you're going to Africa and you're going to spend time with your extended family, you're going there to give them a good experience. That's your
Yeah,
goal. That's your
yeah,
goal. But if your
yeah.
goal going to Africa is to experience Africa, is
Hmm.
to connect with your motherland, with your culture, and all those things, I really believe the best way for you to do that, specifically in
Yeah.
Sierra Leone, is to
Hmm.
live in a different place to your family. So that way
Yes.
you have the freedom and the flexibility to do it because
Yes.
it's difficult.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
like I've had so many people send me, young people send me messages, and they've said, oh my gosh, I went to Sierra Leone December 2021 and I booked a hotel. I did not stay with my family member. And oh my
Hmm.
God, Salone is so beautiful. I never knew there was all these different places, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you
Yeah.
inspired me to do this.
Yeah.
So definitely, I would say I definitely agree with that mistake aspect because I think
Yeah.
many of us have made it. And also, I think
Yeah.
one of the reasons why so many people stay with their family or their family, sorry, that's what the translation means, is because of
Yeah.
fear as well. A lot of people stay with their family because they're afraid. They're afraid if they stay in a hotel, it may not be safe. They're afraid
Yeah.
if, and also they think about cost. Some of them they haven't even researched the cost. They just assume it's really expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, get over that fear. End of the day, if
Yeah.
you can travel to an Arab land or a European land and book a
Hmm.
hotel there, why can't you book a hotel in Africa? What's
Yeah.
wrong with you booking a
Yeah.
hotel in Africa?
Yeah. For the most
Africa
part,
is
like I
safe.
say, Sierra Leone is safe. Like you don't have to worry about armed robbers and things. Just stay calm, stay modest. Like even if you're gonna be in a hotel by yourself, don't be giving people your hotel address. If you want to meet up with someone, meet up in a public place, you know? Like just be calm and just stay modest and you'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
basically yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked about mistakes and
Yeah.
some of the mistakes you feel like you could have, you know, wherever it is. And
Yeah.
and now just moving back into, you know, you've now come back to Germany. You've left Sierra
Yeah.
Leone.
Yeah.
And you've explained why you left Sierra Leone. Now
Yeah.
that you are in Germany, how has that impacted, changed your mindset? Like, what are the things about yourself that you feel like living in Sierra Leone has changed you and changed your thinking and
Yeah.
has, you know, um, overall just really changed your mindset and impacted you?
Yeah. So coming back to Germany, what was it? September, October, November, December. 3 months, I had a hard time readjusting to the life. Like, I don't know. There's some, I don't want to call it depression, but there's something with the change of weather that just affects you. You know, I was used to the sun for 3 months. Even though it was raining, I was there for raining season and all, but mostly the sun. Then I came back here to cold Germany. I was not having it. Like, I was not in the best of, I was anxious, I was sad, I was mad. Like, I was just talking to my friend, Ife, that just, commented. I was like, yeah, I really pray that Christmas this year will be wonderful for me because I did not have a good Christmas. Like, it just came and went because I was just so sad and upset, and I was like, oh, I want to be in Sierra Leone. I don't want to be here. But yeah, coming back here, I just see the reality of it now. So I had this rose-colored glasses before I went. It's like, oh, it's gonna be perfect. Everyone is gonna be paradise. Well, like, I still love it, but I see the reality that everything is not perfect. People are over there suffering. People need help. People want to take advantage of you. People will still love you and all that. But I have seen the reality of what people are going through, and those who have businesses over there, they have to go, yeah, once a year and all that. Like, yeah, lots of things have come into play. Right now, my auntie is there. She also lives in the UK. She's not been there for the past 23 years. Yeah. So she's currently there. And yeah, I can I cannot wait to hear about her own experiences because she was following my YouTube channel too. But yeah, like the reality has dawned on me that some people will never want to go back because of the way, Sierra Leone has been, the life they've had in Sierra Leone has been hard. And I totally understand. Like, I don't really judge people who said, "Oh, I will never go back." Hey, like, that's you. Like, you know what you went through, you know. So I have more sympathy, more empathy, and the reality has set down on me that yeah, it's not a perfect country. It's beautiful, but it's not perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things that definitely resonate with you is when you said that when you came back, you kind of felt a slight bit of depression, and I think
Yes,
there's
it
actually
was hard.
there's a scientific word for it, but I don't know what the word
Yeah,
is, where
yeah,
basically when you've gone somewhere hot and then you then come to somewhere cold, it kind of does something.
yeah,
It's like an imbalance in your brain, because even with me when I came back, like for the first I think for the first month I was like hyped,
mhm,
because in my head I was like, I'm going back within a because for me it was like I only came to touch base and go. And then
yeah,
when I came, and then I was like, wait, 2 months have gone. And then the depression kind of kicked in. It was like, oh my God,
it was
like I don't
hard.
know how I'm going to live here again. Because I was so used to the hustle and bustle, the loud
Mhm.
noise of Sierra Leone. I was so
Yeah.
used to the
The
people, the
top up, buy
community.
after sell
You know
back
what I
at
mean?
top.
I was so used to the fresh
Yeah,
fruits. I was so
yeah,
used to the, just the community. For me, that's the one thing
yeah,
I miss. Just
yeah,
never feeling lonely, and then coming back and
yeah,
just feeling a sense of loneliness again. Like I don't even know who
yeah.
my neighbors are. I'll be honest with you. We don't know each other.
I think
When
we're the only black family in this neighborhood. Like, I'm not even
yeah,
kidding. We're the only,
yeah,
yes, in my
yeah.
neighborhood, we're the only black family.
You
Yeah,
see, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't even know my neighbors, and I've lived here for many years. Whereas in Salon,
yeah.
I was there for 6 months, and I know the whole community. Do you know what I'm trying to
You
say?
know?
So those
Yeah,
kind of things I really miss, and I think from like the 3 months I was here, it was hell. Just like what you've
yeah,
just mentioned, it's all I kept on wanting. I just kept. It felt like something died, and I was grieving
yeah,
to go back.
yeah,
It was like
yeah.
1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm down, and then
I
now
know.
it's like really settled. Now I'm settled back in the UK again. But in the
Yeah,
back of my head, I'm
yeah,
like, I want to go. I want to go. I really want to go. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and I think just like what you've just said again is also at the same time is like, I've said this before, and or I may not have said this live, like
yeah,
to those on YouTube, which is, many people ask me, when are you coming? When are you coming back? Just like what Balki just said, which is when you go back, when you go to Africa, when you think about going to Africa, you have like this fantasy idea of what you think Africa is going to be. It's kind of like welcome. It's kind of like going. What's that thing called? Coming back to America, kind of a thing. You feel like you're gonna have these tribes of people welcoming you. You feel like all of the things you've been going through in the West is no longer gonna happen again. You kind of feel like
Yeah.
you're gonna be a part. You're just gonna be happy. But then when you do go back to Africa, it's kind of like you experience depression also when you're in Africa. And this is
Mm-hmm.
something I've not spoken about, but I'm going to speak about it now, which is
Yeah.
you try to drown the poverty that you're seeing
Mm-hmm.
by trying to create an experience that's fun because you're also escaping something. Because us,
Yeah.
the diasporans, we're escaping racism and marginalization. That's one of the reasons why
Yeah.
most of us want to go back to Africa. But then when you
Yeah.
come to Africa, one of the things that can kind of trigger you and trigger depression or trigger mental health, or may I say anxiety, sorry, is seeing your people ruthlessly suffering. Like suffering that is like no human being should be living in that
Yeah.
standard, the standard that I've seen
Yeah.
people live. No human
Yeah.
being should be living at that level when the country has
Yeah.
so much resources. And then you
I
see that
know.
suffering, but then you're also trying to have fun, you're also trying to do that thing. And
Mm-hmm.
and you actually ignoring that suffering to have fun then ends up actually affecting you as well.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you go back and you want to go home because that's your home. Because the one thing you don't have to experience in Africa is the racism and the marginalization, right?
Exactly.
But then you have a
Exactly.
new struggle you have to deal with, which is
Yeah.
seeing your people suffer and you knowing the knowledge of why they're suffering and what's causing them to suffer. And then you feeling helpless, that, you kind of start feeling like, what can I do? Because the suffering is so much. Suffering is so much. You start kind of feeling like helpless
Yeah.
kind of a way.
Yeah.
And I went through that a lot when I came back because it was like I want to go
Yeah.
back, but do I want to
Yeah.
go back? I can't. Like now I know I can't go back to Sierra Leone right now and be doing all the stuff I was doing before because I can't,
Mm-hmm.
because I've seen
Yeah.
too much. I've
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
too much to go back to Sierra Leone and be like, oh, all I'm gonna do is have fun. There's no way.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people are when I say, you have to be there to believe. And sometimes the suffering,
Yes.
like I'll be honest with you, there were times where I went to certain places because on my channel I didn't show the poverty,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't show it because, and I've said this before, is because I need to, until this day I'm trying to accept some of the things I've seen and not allow it to
Mm-hmm.
affect me mentally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I remember I went to a place, like the places where they throw dirt, but then there's
Yes.
also houses around them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
these people are living in the most horrific
Yeah.
standards you can think
I
of, right?
know. I
And I remember
know.
I went there and I literally, to God, I had to pinch myself because I felt like I was dreaming. It didn't feel real.
Wow.
My body literally went into a shock. Like I literally
Wow.
was like in a shock. And I had to pinch myself to come back to reality because every part of my body just literally just froze because I could not believe that this is what my people are going through, that
Yeah.
this is what my people have to experience all because of
Yeah.
greed.
I know. I know.
Do you know what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say? So when you
Yeah.
come back, for those who are watching, you're gonna everything you have seen that you may have tried to passively not allow yourself to see, all of those images are gonna come back. They're gonna like it's like
Yeah.
flashing. They're gonna be
Yeah.
flashing on you, and
Oh,
it's gonna start
yeah.
affecting you a lot because you're gonna start almost feeling scared to go back because you don't want to see that because you're also dealing with your marginalization, your racism stuff that you're going through, and then you now have to now actually see your people suffer. You know why they're suffering.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what it takes to take them out of there, but you know the powers may be are.
I know. I know. That's why they always say there's no middle class in Africa. It's either extremely rich or extremely poor. There's no in between. And like you were saying, it's really hard to see these images of, especially the little children, you know.
Oh,
They have them lined up at, is it Kissy Road? The Annual Streets. I always call it Annual Streets. The street Annual Streets. Yeah, Kissy Road, yeah. They're lined up there by Eastern Police. They're lined, then to line they wait, they beg. That's just where they camp. They sleep there, that's their bedroom, that's their home. And nowadays, they're even teaching their kids to go and hold your hand, and the child will take you to the mom so that you can give them money. This little boy, I don't think he will be over 2 years old. He actually came and held my hand and took me to his mom to give him money. I was like, wow. Yeah. I
it's
was like,
it's
wow, like how
it's
how how did y'all get here? Like
it's
it's sad.
and you know what it is? I have videos that I've created, like mini
Mm-hmm.
documentaries to tell people about the poverty that are
Yeah.
going on in Sierra Leone, but for the life of me, I can't edit it. Like every time I
Yeah.
sit there and I want to
Yeah.
edit it, I just break down. Like I can't
Yeah.
sit there and edit it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach a point in my channel where I am gonna talk about those things because I feel like I have to, because I
Mm-hmm.
have to shed light in it. But like I said before in my other video, I think I need to emotionally deal with it first,
Right.
because because I need to be at a place where I can talk about what's going on and give people
Mm-hmm.
information without breaking
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
And
know.
I cannot edit those videos. I can't even look at the images. It literally it takes me into a I can't it's like a anxiety attack. Like I just get it's like it makes me so it's like rage and
Yeah.
emotion,
Yeah.
everything at
Yeah.
once, and it just drives me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, when you go to Africa and when you come
Mm.
back, you will experience that. But it also
Yeah.
depends if you choose to see these things, because you can isolate yourself from these things. You can
Yeah.
either live in a
Yeah.
resort and you never have to see what the locals are going through. You
Yeah.
can live in a house where you only go and visit your other rich diasporian friends, so you don't have to see the
Right.
poverty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people
Yeah.
like us, we actively went out there to be with the
Yes.
community. Like
Yes.
I act, and there's many things I have not shown on my channel, such as me. I've hired people remotely in Sardin that work with me. I've done so many things for the community, but I feel like that's between me and God. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't need to have the camera in their face and be like, "This is what I'm doing for
Right.
you."
Yeah.
Unless it's for call for action or I need you to
Yeah.
do your donation, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy you highlight that because it's true. Those are
Yeah.
experiences you're gonna have, and
Yeah.
you need to be aware of it. To be honest with
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
And like you just mentioned something very important. When you go back, don't just be around the touristy areas. Like, don't just be around touristy area. Go out and see the life, like some of those people. It will be hard to digest, yes, but it will change your thinking. It will make you more compassionate. It will make you more empathetic, so that you can see actually like the reality of life. Life does not, like for me, I live in West Eastern. I don't live in the West. I know the West, they say all man are Eastern, they're rude or whatever. They said
mhm.
all the poor people in the East and all the rich people in the West. Like I'm like whatever. But so I saw raw images of things that happened. Like lots of fights, people were fighting in right in front of my house. There was like a big fight. Like they actually buckled and said, "That's what they can separate them." There was a big fight. You just see lots of things. Like just go. Don't stay around the touristy area in a little cocoon in Tokyo Beach and Wilbur.
Yeah,
No,
but
long
just prepare
no,
yourself as
go.
well. Like what you said is
You
true. Like
know, yeah,
don't
yeah.
just stay in a tourist area. Like
No, no.
when you go, at the end of the day, right? I always say this: you have to
Mm-hmm.
work. You cannot help other people from an empty cup. You
Right.
have to be filled
Yeah.
first. Meaning,
Yes.
whatever it is you came from Salon for, work
Mm-hmm.
on that. And once you're filled, you're healed, then
Yeah.
go and help other people. Like me, when I went to salon, I was depressed, I had anxiety, I wasn't in a good place, right? So my main focus was trying to do everything I can to make sure that I'm at a good place in my life. And then within the first couple of months of being at a stage where I felt
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm happy, I'm back to my normal self again. Then I started going out into the community. Then I started
Hmm.
working with people. Then I started doing mini documentaries, which, like I mentioned to
Yeah.
you, I'm yet to
Yeah.
even upload.
Yeah. Yeah.
But always make sure you are at a cup where
Hmm.
you're at a place in your life where you can give to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do not
Yeah.
go and give people from the empty cup, because what happens is you will just be drained.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Exactly.
So we have some comments here.
Okay.
So you have Iffy again, your friend.
If
She says, she says, I want to go to Nigeria simply because
yeah.
of that community aspect as
Yeah.
well. I can
Yeah.
totally relate with UK loneliness. Yes, it's very lonely.
Yeah.
Very, very. No,
Yeah. It
no
is.
matter how much, even if you have partner, you have children, you feel loneliness because there's no community. You know what I mean?
No.
You're gonna feel
No.
it.
It's just gonna come home from work and then sleep and then prepare again to go to the next day for
Exactly.
work, and
Yeah, it's the
it's a
same thing.
cycle. It's a
It's a cycle,
cycle.
exactly.
Yeah.
Kayla Kamara. Hi, Kayla. Um,
Hello,
um,
Kayla.
yeah, yeah. Hi, Kayla. Sorry, I was just trying to get my thoughts together right there. Yeah, me and Kayla have actually spoken a few times in the comment section. She told me that she's going.
Okay.
I hope you have an amazing time, Kayla. And she said,
Yeah.
thank you for this video. I left 12 years ago and I'm going back, and you are enlightening me so much. Really, really
Yeah.
happy that you're finding this video to be helpful.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be
Safe
as
journey and have
transparent,
fun.
exactly as transparent as possible. And then going to okay, so her internet has gone off there. Hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Again, this is a live session, so things are gonna go off and on again, but we're back.
Yeah.
All right, so just going into some of our final questions. If you're watching this, you
Yeah.
have any questions for either
Yeah.
Balki or myself, please make sure you write in the comment section. And also, please make sure you go to Queen Bee's Corner, type Queen Bee's Corner, or you can go in the description and you'll see a link to her channel. Please go ahead and subscribe to her channel, because she has a channel where she showcases her experience in salon, and also how
Yeah.
her experiences like now that she's in Germany, and she's also
Yeah.
planning to go back as well, just like me. So please, if you're not already subscribed, click the subscribe button. All right, just the two last questions left.
Yeah.
Um, so we've spoken about a few things. So for you, like, what would you what advice would you give to anybody who is considering going to Africa, who hasn't been for a very long time? What
Yeah.
advice would you give to them to prepare themselves to go?
So number one, just do your research. Do your research and ask questions. Thank God for social media. You can actually, watch YouTube videos of people relocating. Like I said, I watch lots of relocation videos of people, not just, relocating to maybe like Nigeria or Jamaica, just everywhere. Some people, I watch videos of people who relocated to India, to China, to America, everywhere in the world, and do lots of research. And me, I prayed. Like I believe in prayer. I'm a Christian. I prayed. I prayed a lot. I fasted. I was like, God, this is a big decision. I don't want to go over there and like just waste my life in Africa.
Yeah.
So like, yes, and I had a vision of what I want to do. Like by God's grace, something I want to do in Sierra Leone is open an art school for children of all ages, youth.
Mm,
Art, fashion, design, music, everything artistic and creative. Like that's my main vision. That's my main goal. Because sometimes when children come back from school or during the holidays time, then they plan, other things they should not be doing.
Mm,
children should always be accountable for. So that can be like a little after school program, summer program where they can come to and, just express themselves creatively. That's one of my main dreams. So research, ask questions, and have a plan and a vision, and you'll be fine.
exactly.
Yeah,
I really like that response you
yes,
said. And
yeah.
then just throwing that question back to myself, I would say if you're thinking about going to Africa, is just be
Mhm.
realistic. Don't
Yes,
have high expectations.
yeah,
Like what Baki said, watch other people's videos that have gone to Africa, do your
yes,
research.
yeah,
And just know that you're gonna be safe. Don't listen too much of the things that people who are trying to sell you an idea of
yeah,
Africa, and really listen to those who are in Africa and what they're going through and their experiences.
yeah,
And be really open minded. Don't trust
yeah.
every person you see.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think that Africans are not reading books or they're not watching TV, they're not savvy. Listen,
Yeah.
they are so savvy. They know everything that's going on in the world. They have access to the
You don't
internet.
even know.
They have iPhones. You're gonna come across some
Yeah.
people in Sierra
Cool.
Leone that have way more money than you could even bring.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh, they have sports cards now. They have
you
sports cards rolling around.
I have gone into rooms in Sierra Leone where I was the poorest person there. You know what I'm trying to say? So don't think
Yeah.
that your American dollars or your UK pounds is gonna
Hmm.
make you into this high class person. You're gonna go there and people are gonna be living in weird
Yeah.
in weird situations. Mostly Sierra when you go to Sierra Leone, the people are dressed and made to always look clean.
Yeah.
I know you see
Yeah.
those videos of kids with flies roaming around them. You're not really gonna see much of that. Even
No.
if
No.
even in the poorest of place you go to, people are clean.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, just be really open minded. Don't go there
Yeah.
with a closed mindedness.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
people in Sierra Leone are very educated. Mostly, if you're going to be around the locals who are not in the poverty line, who have a bit more money, they are very
Yeah.
educated. They are well
Yeah.
traveled. They have a lot
Yeah.
of money. One of my friends
Yeah.
has a G wagon. You know, what I'm trying to say, like some of you don't
Yeah.
even. That's worth a whole lot of
I've
money.
never even been in a G-Wagon before.
I guess what? I've never sat in a G wagon, but in Salon I did because one
Yeah.
of my friends has
Yeah.
it. You know,
Wow.
I've been to mansions that I've never been in
Yeah.
here in the
Yeah.
UK. So
Yeah.
just know that don't go there thinking you're going to be better than anybody. You're going to have more than anybody
Yeah.
because you're going to
Yeah.
walk in certain rooms and you're really going to feel like, oh, I have not achieved much. I ain't got my stuff together. You
Hmm.
know, what I'm trying to say,
Yeah. Yeah.
be very open minded. Don't go there thinking you're better than anybody or you
No.
have more than anybody because I'm telling you, you're going to meet some people. Well, not even some people, you're going to meet a lot of people because if you're diasporan, the chances are you're going to be surrounded by other diasporians and other locals that have a
Mhm.
lot of money.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
be very, and you're going to be around a lot of expats.
Yes.
So don't go there thinking you're going to be around people who are walking around
Mhm.
barefoot because you're just going to
Yeah.
disgrace yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Just,
literally
just stay humble and just stay focused, and pray. Pray, pray, pray. Okay. Very
exactly
important too. Yes.
exactly really.
Very
And
important too. Yeah.
and just have fun. The most
Yes. Take
important thing
photos,
is
take
have
pictures.
fun.
Like,
At Sierra
yeah.
Leone, I went to Sierra Leone, I went to Gambia. When I
Hmm.
say I've never had that much fun in my life like the way I had fun
Yeah.
when I was in Gambia and
Yeah.
Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
It is so
Yeah.
fun. You don't need money to have fun over there.
It is.
all,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
you need is just your basics and that's it.
Yeah.
Like you can walk in the street, somebody will be sitting somewhere, be like, "Hey, go and get a chair, come and sit with me," and you have a
Yeah.
long last conversation
Yeah.
about something, and you'll
Yeah.
be laughing. Just have fun. Just
Yeah. Just,
go there open minded. Go
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Um, be very aware. Be very protective of yourself, but also at the same
Yeah.
time, be
Yeah.
ready to connect. But yes, I think
Yeah.
that's probably one of the last questions. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, like, we've said it all. Just go, have fun, be aware of your surroundings. And yeah, like for me, yeah, one well, not really regrets, but one thing I wish I had done more is captured more scenes because I went to so many places, and you know how they're like, oh, only phone they go jog
Yeah, I think her internet is just about to go off. Is she there? Is she there? Oh, her internet has gone off, baby. That is
yeah.
frozen. Oh, here she comes.
Yeah, I wish I'd be more brave to like capture more scenes and more surroundings and more of my experience, like candid experience and all of that. But we'll get to that when I go back.
Exactly. But yeah, it's been an amazing, great session with you. I really
Yes, it
enjoyed
was
talking with
awesome.
you.
Yeah,
It's been really, really fun, and I hope for those that were here that you were able to
yeah,
learn a few things, gain a few
yeah.
tips. And for those who don't know how to find you, where can people find you online?
So you can find me on YouTube, Queen Bee's Corner, and then I'm on Instagram, Queen Bee's Corner, and then I'm on Facebook, my first and last name, which is Balkisu, BALKISU, JOBE, and then I'm on TikTok, which is African Queen Bee. Like I'm over there, like acting crazy. Okay, so. But yeah, I love social media, so I'm everywhere. I'm on Snapchat too, but I forgot my Snapchat name. But
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Thank you so much. And I know
Thank
this
you,
is not the first.
Mariana.
So I
Yeah,
know this is not the last. We're gonna do many videos together, but this was really, really
definitely.
fun. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for joining, and have a great
yeah.
day. And we'll do this
Thank
again.
you. See
You're
you
welcome.
later.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
girl. All right, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed the live. I hope you guys gained something from it. Um, and if you really liked it, click on the little thank you thing there. And so on. That'd be really great if you can click that. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be back in with another live. My next live will be with Joe from Authentic African. We're going to be doing a live next week. If you haven't watched my other videos and you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Go and watch all of my Australian videos, my London videos, my travel tips. I have so much content for you to binge watch, so go and watch them. And if you watch them, like them, comment on them, and send it to your friends and family, because I'm trying to get my subscribers up. The more of you that like my videos, the more of you that comment and so on, then I can continue to make great content and so on. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. I hope you all have an amazing week, and take care. Bye.